So, speaking of Instagram and that, do you use Instagram that much?
I do use Instagram quite a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah. But it's like I find out on my posts like going onto the explore page.
I was going to say, are you
Because it's
under-
like it's rocketed up. It's like statistics is like 1.4 million, and like what's happened?
Oh, so you're getting onto the Explore now?
Yeah, onto
was-
the explore.
Because I was going to say the opposite. Are you like in Insta jail? Because that's the thing.
Well, I was shadow banned, but
Yeah.
not now.
Shadow ban. See, that's the thing. I mean, they're saying there's no such thing as shadow ban. It just means your posts are crap. But then at least now they've actually got this account status thing,
Yeah.
and you can actually see if like you are shadow banned.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Do you know?
I'll have to look into it.
Okay, yeah. So go to your page, go to the top right, go down to account status, and it'll go, yeah, we're restricting you because you're on the naughty step.
Oh, yeah, but do you know what Instagram is just like really taking a mick with the whole like adult content sort of thing, but obviously if you're showing too much, and obviously I get it, but you're just posting teasers. So
Did you not see in the group the other day? So a post about my fella saying he got a warning for a face pic because it was too sexually seductive or something. His face.
that's ridiculous.
Yeah, like it was sexual solicitation because of his face.
Oh Jesus, I need to grow up.
Yeah, I was like, wow. So yeah, obviously when you're under the watchful eye of the Insta police, you are under the eye.
Yes.
So anyway, welcome to this week's episode of the FKME podcast, and today we are accompanied by...
Mothplayboy, but you can also call me Josh.
Yeah. So what do you prefer? Do you want me to call you Josh, or do you want me to call you Mothplayboy, or...
Whatever you want.
Okay. I think Moth is quite a cool... Like Moth with a F. You know, no TH, Moth.
Or it used to be like Moffy. Like,
Moffy. I quite like that. You should play into that.
I should
do. You not get called that often? Do you used to?
So it's kind of like industry friends. Sometimes I go like Mothboy, Moffy, you know.
I think Moffy's quite...
Yeah.
It's quite cute in a way. Yeah.
It's different.
I'm assuming that came from the tattoo.
Yeah.
What was the tattoo after?
So this was a cover up at 17. So I had a really rubbish tattoo at 17.
Yeah.
I had my last name. Don't ask me why, but I did.
Just in case you forgot.
But my mum said, obviously, if I ever got nicked by the coppers, you know, they'd be able to identify you very easily. So it's obviously that was a bad thing.
Yeah, I was going to be like, no, you don't want that.
But obviously, it's a cover up of 17, and then the name
Now
of
you've said
Playboy.
it, I can just see it
Just
right
see it,
there.
yeah.
Just.
That's like 3 years old.
Yeah?
Yeah, so it's lasted a while.
Okay.
But the moth Playboy is the moth tattoo, and then on my stomach, I've got a Playboy tattoo.
Okay.
Which also was at 17.
Where is it? Just over here?
Just there.
Okay.
Just there, but it's like hiding away.
Yeah. To be fair, that used to be the thing where like girls got it on the hip, didn't they?
Or they used to have like dolphins as well.
Oh yeah, dolphins, that was the
Yeah.
thing. You're too young for that, I swear.
It's kind of like the whole like tramp stamp era, and then it was like the male tattoos was tribal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dolphins and tribal. Women are dolphins. Yeah. Because I remember saying to like, why have you got a dolphin? It's like, weird.
Yeah.
And girls also used to get the tramp stamp lower back.
Yeah.
Yeah, have you got that?
And they still do, but I don't.
No. Because obviously that's what we want to talk about today. This is why you're on.
Yeah.
You're not a female. You're not trans. You're just very femme.
Just femme, like femboy is still, it's still very much like a new term, but it was still used obviously in the 90s or 2000s.
Yeah.
But femboy adult content is certainly on the rise.
Yeah, hugely.
And
it's
like
massive.
in the UK, like there's not that many femboys that are obviously big in the industry, but in America, there is quite a few that, you know, that they're making it big.
Huge. Like what I've noticed, obviously, talking, you mentioned adult content, is there's like these, like, some massive dicked femboys, and they're doing the whole just baby oil. Like, they're wearing like crop tops. A lot of them are doing they're still doing the COVID mask thing, so to keep their identity, and putting a wig on and just oiling up nails, high socks, stuff like that.
That's kind of like the extreme femboy side. That's like that's very much like verging onto like trans.
Yeah.
But obviously, like femboy is such a broad sort of
Huge.
You know, there's different variations of femboy.
Yeah.
It's
Go on,
like,
explain different ones then.
so obviously, as you just said about the ones that wear wigs and that, like there's certain like femboys, they wear like elf ears, skirts, stockings. You know, like the ones that are like black and white, but they're like striped.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
So that's a lot more femme than me. Whereas like me as a femboy is kind of like fat ass white boy.
Yeah.
Kind of like that's kind of what I do.
Yeah. To be fair, like, you just went a bit of a like, I've just laid out my trump card there. That's what I do. I've seen that.
Yes.
Okay, I've seen your alt account. Everyone knows what an alt is. For those who don't know what an alt is, any listeners or viewers, a lot of people have naughty X pages, shall we say. So it's not, doesn't have to be they do porn. It's just a lot of people have their naughty pages, but I've seen yours.
It's to like express themselves.
Yeah, but yours, you are in the adult industry as well.
Yes.
You're in the adult industry on two prongs, shall we say, two fronts?
Are you on about like the straight side and the gay side?
No, just the things where the way you're involved in the industry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Different ways.
Yeah. So obviously you're saying as well. Then you went actually. We'll go back to that straight side.
Yes.
Do you find, obviously being a femboy, yeah, is that the term femboy you're saying you're comfortable with? That's what you like?
That's completely fine.
Yeah. Do you find that your fan base, because you are a male, do you find it's gay men or straight men?
It's kind of a mixture of both. However, the straight side is a lot more dominant.
Okay.
So majority of like my fans or clients are straight men or bisexual men.
Yep.
Whereas like gay men, they don't really, purchase or book, it's mostly straight men or bi-curious men.
Yeah, guys who are like, I want to dabble in the same sex side.
Yeah.
And this is my entryway of comfort level.
Yeah.
Or I imagine what you have found, and they might not have found it through you, they might have found it through other femboys, is they've been browsing through and went, that's caught my attention. I don't know why, and I can't understand why, and I would like to dabble with that. And is it more that, or is it more the other one?
I would say that definitely has a part in it.
Yeah.
But with me, I'm kind of seen as like the ultimate straight man's like fantasy. It's like, I think with a lot of guys, they kind of get bored of women.
Yeah.
So with me, it's kind of like the other side of things.
Yeah. So obviously, femboy, we were talking about different types and stuff, and you're saying you're a fat-assed femboy.
Yes.
Yeah. Is that... What other types are there?
So other types is like alternative femboy, which obviously I've like mentioned about the alf ears, the stockings, the skirts. Femboy, it's all about like taking it as far as you want. It's like with me, I won't wear the whole like skirt, alf ears and stuff. I'm not into that. With me, it's kind of like luxury femboy as well.
Yeah.
Someone that obviously gets their fillers done, gets their nails done, gets their toes done.
Yeah, there are some massive nails. Yeah, definitely no pokeball wanks.
Oh, that certainly does not happen.
Yeah, no, they couldn't. No, they are so sharp.
Yeah, but they did used to be twice the length.
Really?
So they was big. Like,
are they fake or are they real?
So acrylics. So they're basically like glued on, and then you put acrylic over the top, and then you put a colour on. Yeah. So sometimes I'll be in a nail shop for nails and toes, 2.5 hours. Okay. It's a process.
What? Obviously, we talked about blokes. Like you get a lot of straight blokes. What does the female side of the world, not industry, not porn, not online, like you're going now into beauticians or nail place, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Now, what, is it a beauticians? Or is it?
So yeah, beauticians completely fine. Beautician, they can do all sorts.
So anywhere that's like these kind of procedures and whatnot, what are they like when you walk through the door?
So it's kind of like when I first ever went into a nail shop. Yeah. Obviously I didn't have any nails on, but obviously I dressed quite alternatively, and like most of my clothes are actually female. So when I walked in, I did have them like look at me to think, oh, what's he doing here? Yeah. And then over the past like year and a half, I've gotten to know these ladies. Yeah. And they're absolutely sound with me. They're very polite. They've gotten to know me. They're like, where are you off to this week?
I was going to say, I bet they'll live vicariously through you. But they're like really curious, like, oh, God, what did you do? What you been up to? Because you have a different life, I imagine, than a lot of people.
Very different, but I wouldn't really like change it. But
no. I don't mean in a negative. I just mean like in a whole.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah, like they will never experience what you experience, in the sense of one, you're a male, but because you're a feminine male, they can relate to you in a lot of ways, but they will never experience what you're going through.
Well, it's kind of like you know, if they see me in a club, like I'm in the girls' bathroom with my friends, like you can very obviously see I'm not a predator or anything like that. You know, I'm someone that you can have a gossip with, or someone that you can go to if you've been, you know, spiked or something like that. I would never want anyone to like view me as someone that's mentally ill or someone that's dangerous. I'd want people to obviously just come over, and if they got questions, ask them.
Yeah. So, as you just mentioned, then you were in the females' toilet.
Yeah.
Do you find that's now like a little bit easier because there's a lot of more unisex or single-use cubicles? You find
and like open-mindedness.
yeah, there's a lot more.
Yeah.
How would it used to be?
So like before, it used to be like kind of like, what's he doing in here, sort of thing. But as I said, like I would go in with like my friends. Like I would never go into like a female toilet on my own.
Yeah.
But obviously in a nightclub, when I'm dressed very like you know, feminine, like I've got some sort of sparkly top on, I've got my makeup on, then obviously it is kind of safer for me to go into a female toilet.
Yeah, because I was going to say that it's quite a tricky subject, isn't it? It's quite.
It is.
Because you're going, I'm not trans. I am male. I'm just a very feminine male. But also, you feel vulnerable going into a male toilet. But at the same time, you're like, I'll just read the room.
Yes.
Is that the best way?
Read the room. That's a really good way to put it.
Yeah.
But it is safer for me, especially in a nightclub setting, to go to a female toilet with a female friend.
Yeah.
Obviously, I wouldn't just walk into the women's toilet on my own because I feel like that's a bit odd. Whereas when they see me with my friend, it's like, oh, it's okay. You know, that sort of thing.
Yeah. So yeah, I imagine on night out is quite a lot easier as well to grab a female friend, even if they don't need. Like, can you just come to the toilet with me?
Yeah. But the thing is, like, that's actually how girls are.
Yeah. Actually, there's a place that I've been to. It's not a normal club; it's a alternative club, shall we say? And they literally have side by side toilets.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's for the
that's
girls.
very good.
Yeah, it's for the girls that do it. So me and my mate Sean, we went in and we took photos, like holding hands as we sat in the toilet. It was quite a surreal experience. As a bloke, I'm like, this is like, it was just funny. It was different. But yeah, side by side. I've seen toilets as well where it's facing each other. I think girls' toilets.
No.
Oh, one of the lights just fell. Oh well. it still will carry on. But yeah, they were facing each other, and I was like, that's weird.
See that is weird, but I suppose with you next to each other, that makes your friendship stronger.
I don't know. As long as it's number ones, number twos is not happening. Definitely not.
A bit more privacy for number twos.
Yeah. So obviously, we're saying the females have been at first.
Yeah.
In salons and stuff. From the female side.
Yeah.
Do you get any like, what the fuck? So just walking down the street in shops and.
See, just like men, there is still very much like women where they don't accept gays, they don't accept trans. I think that's very much overlooked. And people forget there is women that don't actually accept our lifestyles or who we are.
Yeah.
So sometimes I do get it, but for God's sake, even these women in their 80s, they come over to me and like, I really like your nails. If they can get on with it, you know, they're from an older generation, then why can't women in their 30s and 40s, you know, just be respectful, like...
Yeah.
Because obviously there's the different eras.
How about from the males now? So do you get any, not in specific locations, let's just talk about just day to day.
Yeah.
Like, do you get any like weird looks, or do you get any like verbal or physical or anything like that, negs?
See, day to day, not very much from men. It's more like a sneaky sort of look.
Yeah,
you
so
know,
that's
like
what I mean.
Look twice.
Yeah, but is it like, can you tell if it's a bad or a positive look twice?
It's all about facial expressions.
Yeah.
Like if I see their facial expressions, sometimes if it looks a bit confused, then that's not a bad thing. But if they look at me and they just, you know, kind of turn their nose up at me, or they start walking towards me after looking at me, I have to be like careful and I have to be on like
vigilant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you find that you get in a positive, like, do you find you get more looks sometimes where a guy will be like look at you, confused, then but doing up and down, but in a positive kind of like, like.
So sometimes, or like, I have people come over and say to me, "Oh, you're a pretty boy, you know, can I get your Snapchat?"
Yeah.
And it's like, for a 21-year-old, for someone to come and say to me, like, "What's your Snapchat be?" It cringes me out.
Yeah,
like,
someone asks me what's about Snapchat, instantly I get the ick.
Yeah.
I get a bad vibe anyway. Just because I'm like, if you're on Snapchat, you're up to no good.
I'd rather someone say, what's your Facebook? Because then if I add them on Facebook, there's a bit more information about them.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, you know, men that are, you know, 18 plus, all the way up to like 50, they use Snapchat, but they have like a secret account on it.
That's why. So
Yes.
if anyone asks me, like, oh, what's your Snap? I'm like, if you're over the age of 23 and you're using Snapchat, you're either up to no good, as in cheating,
Yes.
or you're a nonce.
Yes, I fully agree with that. I fully agree.
If you're listening, you use Snap and you're above the age of 23, you got issues, sort it out. Or if you don't have issues and you're using it, get off it because people think you got issues. Bad vibes.
It is bad vibes. And as you do on Snapchat, like I used to spend so many hours on Snapchat chatting to all these different men, and like not even from like a work perspective,
Just chatting.
but as like just chatting.
Yeah.
And then like it would be like the next day, the account's either blocked you or the account's disappeared.
Yeah.
It's basically
It's a wank bank. It's, it's a getting off on keyboard wanker, shall we say.
But the problem is, guys, women are clocking onto it, so your time is ticking up.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, anyone who uses Snap is just down to no good.
There's the whole like fake accounts, like the girlfriends, the wives, they're clocking onto it. They know what they're doing now, because on TikTok there's been like so many people putting videos like, I didn't know my man was gay, or you know, I found his secret Snapchat account.
Yeah.
But it's just like, you know, don't mess people about.
No, 100%. But back to these guys spotting you. Do you ever like? Obviously, gay guys, straight guys, very different. But you probably find that you get a lot of straight guys being like,
Yes.
Because I'm not a femboy, but I went to this party and I wore fishnets. I've done it twice now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So all like this thong with what are they called when they're on your legs?
Is it like suspenders?
Suspendery thing. So it's like a thong that attaches to suspenders, and I had these fishnets over it.
I bet you looked cracking in it.
Oh, it was like an androgynous thing where I was like wearing like big, massive, masculine leather boots. I had like harness on, and then I had like arm cuffs, so the leather ones. I had all that. So it was like, so I've done this feminine yet masculine blend, this androgynous thing, and the amount of straight blokes, because it was a mixed event, and they'd look past me like, they'd eye me up and they'd stare at my ass, and the girls were like, I just clocked him.
Because you don't see it all the time. It's very different. Like, they was probably looking you in that way because they've probably never seen a man in person dressed in that sort of way.
Yeah. But I even had a couple of them actually come up to me and be like, do you know what? That looks hot.
Yeah.
they are, as I'm aware, fully straight.
Well, any hole is a goal.
We've actually discussed this a little bit before the pod about, I said I thought these guys were straight. You said earlier, statistically, you actually have a number in mind for how many guys who are bi, curious, or gay within...
Yes.
Yeah, do you want to talk about that a little bit?
So from obviously personal experience from obviously my work, I'd probably predict 7 out of 10 men are bi-curious or bisexual. But with
Does that include gay within that 7 out of 10?
not gay, but I'd
So
probably say
you think
bisexual.
so 10? So you're taking 100% of the straight community, making that the 10, or are you including gays in that as well?
Not including the gays.
Oh, yeah, I was
I
going to
think
say
gays are separate.
Yeah, okay, cool. 'Cause I was going to say because mathematically, that means there's one straight guy. Probably.
That would be very difficult to work out.
Yeah,
but,
that would be ridiculously hard. So in the non-gay world, 7 out of 10 guys you think are curious or bi.
that is what my prediction is.
Yeah. Do you say they're active, or you say there could be guys who they've not even partaken?
Well, I would probably include partaking, but also not partaking. Yeah. It's like majority of these men in that 7 out of 10 statistic, from what I've worked out, will probably never actively do something with a male. But this is the thing: most men actually act upon it online.
Yeah.
You know, for instance, fake Snapchat accounts.
Yeah.
Whereas in person with a man, they'd probably never do it.
No. Okay. Yeah. I mean, you said something earlier about guys getting bored.
Yes, I think they do.
Do you think? Because that was on about physically. So do you think that's also why a lot of it online is because there's this overabundance of porn? 'Cause there's that endorphin thing where things become so neutral to them because they've watched so much of it. Like, I need something more.
I agree with that.
Yeah. So do you think that's why they're kind of leaning towards femboy sort of stuff? Not all. I'm not saying every straight guy does do this, by the way. Just the ones who are curious, but will never act. It's because it's like, that's taboo to me.
Yeah.
Do you think that?
And especially if the partner or the wife found out, obviously that'd be very difficult to explain. You know, my husband's had like, you know, children with me, and obviously I'm a woman, so why is he looking at a man in that sort of way?
Yeah.
It'd be very difficult for him to explain.
I was quite straightforward with mine. Bisexual dude. When I, with female partners, I'm like, yeah, I'm bi.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
A lot of men are openly bisexual, but there's also a lot where they would never express it, they would never act upon it.
What's your sexuality?
So my sexuality, and I'm also going to include my gender, is gay male. And that's what I'm happy as. Obviously, I have thought about the whole transitioning, but I don't have the feelings to transition, and I don't want to transition. But obviously, we all have mental thoughts, you know, where sometimes it takes us to a dark place and that sort of thing. But I know I'm happy as a male, and I'm happy as a gay male. I don't need to transition. It wouldn't add anything more to my life. And I like being called Josh. I like being Josh.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, you've questioned it then. What age and what ran through your mind?
Oh, so this is probably going to cause a bit of a stir.
Okay.
So from the age of 10, I knew I was gay, and then from 12, I came out. So I came out at the age of 12, but I never actually told my mum. Originally, I told all my classmates first, and then because I did it in like some sort of, what's the word, like school assembly? Is that what you call them? But class assembly.
You like got up on a stage and like, everyone, I'm gay.
Not exactly,
No
but
way. That's crazy.
class assembly. So obviously, this is a class of like 30 kids.
Show and tell.
Here's
my sexuality.
Yeah, kind of, but obviously I told them all in my class, told the teacher, and then both.
Did you like ask the teacher first, by the way, I want to do something, can I get up and do this? Or did you just stand up and just do it?
Well, it was kind of like, you know, I asked the teacher to obviously, you know, do it in that sort of way.
Oh, cool.
But then by the time I got home, which was probably something like 4 p.m. the same day, she obviously called up my mum and told my mum, which was perfectly fine. But my mum's issue was, why didn't you tell me first?
Yeah.
But obviously, the relationship was a bit more different back then.
Yeah. Well, most people never tell their parents first, regardless. Yeah. But I think it's the fact you announce to the public and your mum might have been right to tell. I can understand that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, most people I know have come out to other people before a parent. You know, even I did.
Well, I think we're a lot more open with our friends than what we are with our parents.
You've got to come out to someone, because most people want to try something to confirm to themselves.
Yes.
So you've got to express that to other people first, to then dabble, shall we say. And then fair few people know, and then it takes a while to build up that courage to come out to a family member. So yes. I can't imagine there's many people in the world who's like, straight away, I know, Mum, I'm bisexual, and then told other people. They've had to tell other people first.
But to be fair, linking that to like another sort of topic is, I will not get with a guy unless he's told his parents that he's either bisexual or gay. I just won't do it.
No, I get that. Yeah, I was in a relationship for a long time that was on the DL, shall we say.
Yes.
Purely because they weren't out. And it got to a point where it was difficult. Yeah. It was really, really hard. And I can imagine that's probably why.
So you've had a totally different experience to me. I don't think I could probably do that for like as long, you know, like not tell people about it. But sometimes you just have to do what you got to do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. Wow, that got deep. So we're talking about then your sexuality, your sexual preferences. So you knew you were gay, but we're talking about like questioning. You mentioned about transitioning. You questioned that at a point.
Yes, I did question it about the age of 14, 15.
Yeah.
Obviously, my parents wouldn't have an issue with me transitioning, you know, now. But I'm happy as Josh.
Yeah.
But it's that whole like thought process, like, am I trans?
I was going to say, is that what it was is you were like, you were quite femme and you thought, am I trans? And then you kind of realised, no, I'm just a feminine dude.
Yeah, and that's completely okay. Femininity and masculinity is such it's difficult to talk about with certain groups of people.
Yeah.
For instance, like there's a lot of men out there where very much like, you know, I'm going to use the correct word. You've got a penis. You are a man. You know, you need to act manly. You need to do football. You need to do this. Whereas now I feel like the world's a bit more open and you can just be whoever you want to be.
Yeah, sorry, the reason I pulled the face is like, have you seen many gay men play football? They do exist, but...
They do exist, but I think there's only been about two in the Premier League.
The only reason I'm saying is I got 2 left feet. And everyone I know who's gay bi, they tend to have 2 left feet.
Yes. See,
we're better at rugby. We are a lot better at rugby. I think maybe it's the man-on-man hugs. I say hugs, aggressive hugs. Oh no, my ass is... My face is on your ass. That tends to be the case. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, people. You know, if you're good at football and you're queer, then fantastic.
See, when it came to sports, I was always better with my hands than my feet.
Yeah. I mean, I was really good at javelin and...
Shot put was mine. School records, 12 meters 65.
Fucking hell, FEMBOY coming there, shot put records and everything.
Yeah.
Bet the lads who were proper like, ooh, the
well, this was like against year 10 boys, so they was like, you know, going to a gym and that sort of thing.
And how old are you? What year were you in?
I was in year 9.
You were year 9 and you were beating the top like year 10 blokes.
6'2". They was going to a gym, that sort of thing. But with sports, I always like gave it my best, and I always like put a lot of time into it, and like, you know, school athletics team.
Were you getting your nails done then as well?
Well, I couldn't do it now.
No, because could you imagine that? You got your nails like...
it would just straight away snap.
Yeah. Oh, fair play, that's quite funny. I bet you those lads were livid.
They was a bit annoyed.
Oh, well. Yeah. Did you ever get any shit in school for it?
So I got attacked like after school. This was year 9 as well.
Yeah.
But this was like... Well, it's not really controversial. It was basically like Muslim Asian lads was basically having an issue with my sexuality and my openness. So they basically jumped me after school. Yeah. But prior to that, I didn't really have many issues.
Yeah. Did you find you had a lot of people fighting your corner though, if you ever got any grief?
No, not really.
Oh, that's a shame.
I had friends, but they would never get involved in a scrap.
No, I didn't mean a scrap, but like, I just imagine you'd have some like girlfriends who would be like, you know, say a fucking...
At the time, yeah. But like my longest friendship now is 5 years.
Yeah.
So like school friends wise, I don't really actually speak to many of them or keep in contact.
People grow up, people move on. I mean, you're still young, you know.
I feel old. I feel mentally like 25.
How old are you?
21.
Yeah, you're like you're saying, you're young. You're actually studying, aren't you?
Yes, sociology degree.
Yeah. What did I mention earlier? And you said, oh, I actually looked into something last week.
Queer theory. That's what I looked into.
Yeah, because I've used the word several times in this podcast, queer, and some people don't like the term queer because it used to be used as an insult. And I think we need now, as a community of this LGBTQ plus queer is just a massive umbrella for... It is. We're not the social norm. I'm doing these quotation marks for those who are listening. And we're just taking it back now, aren't we?
But the thing is, what is normal?
Exactly.
What can we all describe as normal? No one could ever give the perfect definition of normal.
I think that queer umbrella that I'm talking about is filled a lot more than the social norm now, if you look at the numbers. Because to me, queer also doesn't mean just based on sexuality. If you're you could be completely straight, but you could be very different in the sense of, oh, I'm straight, but I also like to be like bound in rubber. Yeah. You know, you're a bit different. So
they're very, very different.
Yeah. But you're going to be doing is it a degree or is it
so I'm currently doing a degree in sociology. Yeah. I'm a bit old, really, because obviously most people go to uni straight away at 18, which actually I will mention that in a bit, because obviously my educational path was a bit more different than just doing A-levels and going straight to uni. Yeah. But obviously we'll get into that in a bit. But yeah, sociology degree, first year.
So in the sociology, you're looking at this queer thing.
Queer, race, society, crisis in society.
So what you can do is you can come back down the line and like tell me things that I don't know. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So you briefly then mentioned about your education being different.
Yes.
Care to elaborate?
So obviously I was class of 2020, COVID happened, so my grades were predicted. And then after that, I got into sixth form. And I will actually name and shame them, Trinity High School in Redditch. Um,
Okay.
so what they did with me is at the age of 18, I started OF.
Okay.
And then parents obviously complained about it. It got out, but I wasn't actively filming in the school. There was no link to the school. But what they basically did with me is that an actual legal thing. It's called off-rolling. So that's where they do not take you off school register, but they basically tell you don't come in, sort of thing. So you're not getting that proper education. But I was actually given three options. So the one option was stay in school, delete the OF, do not do adult content, and obviously I can sit my exams. Or the other option was permanent exclusion, which would have went on my record. However, what could they put on my record that I brought school into disrepute? Like, what exactly could they put on the record? Or the other option was I don't come in, but I actually go and sit my exams when it comes around to that. So and carry on with adult content.
So go into the school to sit an exam that you've not been given an education for?
A proper education.
Yeah. Okay.
That was one of the options.
So why is that caused you to have a delay into university? Because what
So
happened?
I didn't actually sit my exams. However, because I completed the first year in health and social care as an A level, I did get an A-star certificate in health and social care.
So you were
which
quite
is
intelligent
half.
then? Not anymore. Just work.
I kind of lack the common sense sometimes.
Yeah, but A-star, that's top level.
And then my other ones was philosophy and ethics and media studies.
Yeah.
But obviously I never sat the examinations for them.
Okay.
So obviously
You're already booted.
well,
Booted in
practically.
quotation marks.
But the one thing that really annoyed me is that there was no form of evidence apart from the school itself contacted Worcestershire head of safeguarding, their sort of team.
Yeah.
Because they were trying to make out that me doing adult content was a safeguarding issue for other people.
Okay.
But it's not them on the video. It was me, 18, as a legal adult. It was all like word of mouth. Like there was no actual email to say like what we was having a meeting for or what sort of issue has happened. So it was basically off-rolling. That's basically what they did with me.
Yeah, so you were off-rolled. So did you have to go back and sit your A-levels later?
I never went back.
How have you managed to get into uni then?
So the way I did it, which is actually something that's very open for adults, and a lot of adults that, you know, they had stuff going on during their GCSEs or A-levels, so they never got to sit them.
Yeah.
This sort of course they can do, and it's like nationwide.
Okay.
So all different colleges offer it, and that's the access to higher education.
Okay.
So that could be health and social science, that could be scientific research. I think the other ones was like sports and public services or something.
Okay.
But there's so many different variations of the access to higher education diploma. So that's what I did.
That's cool. I mean, it's great that you got that.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, I actually think it's really good that you are at your age going into the degree that you're doing.
Yeah.
It is degree, right?
Degree.
Yeah. Because I just think people at 18 don't have a fucking clue.
They don't have a clue at all.
No. And you're going to go in there with this mindset of, I know what I'm doing business-wise already.
Yeah.
I'm here because I want to do this. A lot of 18-year-olds have gone to uni with just, I'll pick that one because, or they think they know, or, you know, well, they're just going there. A lot of them, I find, for the
Partying.
the freedom, it's the handheld approach to freedom.
Yeah.
Is that the best way to?
I would very much say so. But uni, like, people can make obviously friends for life.
Yeah.
But my uni experience is different because obviously I still live in my current flat.
That's what I mean. Yeah, you've
So
already,
I don't live on campus.
You've already done the freedom. You've already established that. But I think a lot of people in uni, I'm not hooing over uni at all, because I think uni has its place for certain jobs.
Yes.
But I think some people go, I kind of want to be an adult. I want freedom, but I also like the safety net.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like university to me is like go to uni if you want to be, for instance, a nurse, a doctor, or a teacher. Because obviously to become a teacher, you need to get a teaching degree. However, with sociology for me, obviously I've always wanted a degree, and sociology is something that, you know, I keep up to date with, like the news and what issues are going on. Obviously I watch a lot of documentaries about like race, slavery, LGBT issues, you know. I'm always keeping up to date with them sort of things. So technically for me, the sort of job that I did want to go into, and I will once I've quit the industry, is supporting people with drug and alcohol problems.
Okay, that was my next question.
Yeah.
You got there ahead of me. So that how do you want to do that?
So once I've got my degree, I'm going to evaluate how much I'm making with the industry job. And obviously, if it's not a good enough amount, then obviously I will like call it quits. Because I feel like in 3 to 5 years, obviously I'm going to be a different person.
Yep.
Because I feel like every year we kind of have a different character of ourselves. But in 3 to 5 years, I probably want to quit. So that's the sort of time scale I put on things.
The way I like to look at things, like what you said then about your character development, is I actually look at life as chapters.
Yes.
And you're like, I'm in this chapter now. Well, you include the chapter 4 and chapter 5 both include being in the adult industry, but chapter 5 now is you going back to uni while doing it, and then chapter 6 might be the whole pack that in. And that's quite cool that you've got an ambition behind it. But obviously, they're helping the people with drinking drugs.
There's so many people suffering, and sometimes they just need an extra push to, get off the drinking the drugs. And it's like a functional alcoholic, which I didn't actually know about, is like even if you have like 1 glass of wine every day, you're classed as a functioning alcoholic.
Yeah.
And I didn't know about that.
Yeah. There's a lot of people out there who don't realise they're in certain situations. I'm personally a binge drinker. I'll admit that. I'll hold my hand up.
Same as me, I'd probably say. Like once I have a few shots in the club, I can't stop.
Yeah. No, that's definitely my thing. Is I don't drink at all. I drink to get drunk. Otherwise, I don't see any point of there being any alcohol in my system.
I agree.
But how do you want to help these people? Like, do you know the job role? Or are you not sure?
Support work, or I could possibly do some sort of like counselling course. So obviously there's a lot of colleges that offer like level 2 counselling. But just saying like helping people and like support work. Technically, I don't need a degree. But I think someone with a sociology degree, it doesn't matter what grade it's at, because first class 2-1s, third class honours, that sort of thing. Even having a sociology degree, that's going to look better on the CV.
Yeah, I just think it's also a knowledge base that a lot of people won't have. Like you said, if they didn't go, and it could really help in that position. I actually learned something about 2 years ago, and obviously there's like alcohol groups.
Yes.
I didn't realise there was Cocaine Anonymous.
Yeah, there actually is.
Yeah, I've got a friend who's an ex-addict, and he told me about it because he goes to the meetings, and he's like, I've been sober for years. And I was like, you still going? He's like, yeah. He goes, because I'm an addict. I was like, you haven't touched these drugs or drank. You do alcohol and drugs.
It's the talk about the issues, the support that group probably gives them.
Yeah, but he also sees it as, I've beat that. I'm still an addict.
Yeah.
But and I have beat it, but he was still calling himself an addict. So he goes, because as soon as I start again, he goes, I'll be an addict. But he finds the benefit of helping others. And he's like, there were a lot of people there for me.
Well, do you know what? Hats off to him.
And it's been years since he's been sober, so like, fair play. Okay, so let's go back to the femboy stuff. Okay, so I'm struggling where to go with this. I am really struggling. So, all right, let's talk about the fashion sense. When did it start?
So I'm not going to come out with one of these like stories where it's, you know what, I used to wear my mum's heels, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I only wore like my my aunt's heels once when I was like 9, and that was like it.
Yeah.
But the whole sort of like makeup side of things.
Okay, yeah.
That was from the age of, I want to say maybe 13, 14.
How did that happen? Was it on your own, or was it like you and a friend?
Well, at 13, I had a boyfriend, and he was 15, so he's a few years older. Perfectly legal, though. So he obviously wore makeup, and then obviously...
was he a femboy?
Well, not a femboy, but he liked to wear his makeup, and he had like his hair permed, and...
Okay.
So, but he never described himself as a femboy, but if you looked at him, you could probably say, yeah, possibly femboy.
Yeah. So he said... Or did you ask it, oh, can I try it?
Yes, exactly like that. So he like introduced me into it. Yeah. So obviously when he was putting the makeup on, I thought, oh, do you know what, try it on me. Yeah. And do you know, it actually looked very stupid because I had like some sort of tash coming through. So obviously it weren't one of my greatest looks.
Yeah.
But makeup is all about like the practice. And for me, makeup was like an outlet.
I was going to say, who taught you?
It was him and YouTube.
Yeah. Because not makeup-wise like yourself, but I went to like... it was like emo-ishy rock night thing.
Yeah.
And I was putting some black eyeliner on, and fuck me, I couldn't do it. I end up having...
It's all about practice.
Yeah, it was my mate's girlfriend. I was like, can you do this for me, please? She's like, no problem. But yeah, speaking of me saying, oh, fuck me, I can't do this. This podcast is sponsored by Fuck Me. So you've obviously seen our attire.
Yeah.
Do you think you could blend any of that into the femboy look?
Definitely. I think the jock strap, the t-shirt.
How would you do a jock strap? Because I thought you wouldn't wear a jock strap.
I don't really wear jock straps. I'm more of like a thong sort of guy. Like, I wear like men's Calvin Klein like thongs, and they're so comfy.
Did you know we're bringing out thongs?
Oh, I can't wait to try.
Yeah, so we are bringing out thongs. So obviously you mentioned the t-shirt. I think this t-shirt, I've seen it a few times, cropped up.
I actually wear it like around my town centre, the Fuck Me t-shirt. I actually do.
So does that get attention?
It
So
does.
it's like double attention, like femboy, hold on.
Yeah.
Fuck me on the top. Wow, slag.
Well, to be fair, it depends how you use that word.
Yeah. But how do you wear the top? Do you just wear it like a normal t-shirt, or do you jazz it
So I
up?
wear it with like jeans. I sometimes wear it with like shorts. I like to make sure that the t-shirt, like there's no overshirt, there's no jacket over it. Like I wanna stand out.
Yeah. So do you? Sorry, is yours a t-shirt or is it a tank?
It's the t-shirt.
Okay, the t-shirt. Yeah. So we're actually. So I said we're bringing out the jock. That's actually very soon. Not jock, thong.
Yes.
We're bringing out the thong, and that's very soon. We are actually. Cause you say you wear mostly female clothes, don't you?
Well, majority of it is actually female because it fits better.
We are not for a while. We are actually going to be dabbling and expanding into the female range.
Oh, that'd be good for your business.
It'd be interesting because we launched as a queer brand.
Yeah.
When I say queer, like I said, I like the term just to be different, and it's very sex positive. And we aimed at men because as a male myself, it's what I know, who I know, and I know that clothing. I thought, start just men to begin with. But then we've actually found we have a lot of females who are literally knocking at our door, being like, when are you going to do female ranges? And they are buying male products already.
Well, there you go. You've got like both genders into your like client base, and it's going to sell.
So what I'm thinking is, do you prefer the female stuff?
I do. I find like the female stuff is so much more comfortable. It's more stretchier. Whereas like men's clothes, like they're boring. They don't stretch. And
so what I'm saying is, you'll have to keep an eye out.
I definitely will.
So you got the male stuff already, and I think you said you like it. Have you got the knee pads yet?
No, because believe it or not, I'm not actually on my knees that much.
A fat ass femboy not on their knees. Come on, surely.
I tend to be on my back quite a lot.
Okay. Yeah, so thinking with yourself, like shorts, the top that's already the male top. Have you tried the long socks?
No, but I do need to get some because someone's into like, I've got this guy where he's like into that sort of long socks sort of kink / football socks.
Yeah, so they're exactly them.
Yeah.
So it's the black with the white stripe, but it's got fuck me around the side.
That sounds wicked.
Yeah, so I think get them with your top. And I would say, however you wear your top, I think it like cropped would be fucking cool, or tied up a little bit. It'd look really hot with some shorts. I'm feeling denim, like a dark denim.
Yeah.
We could even go a blue denim actually. It'd look really cool.
Wicked. That does sound good. Sorry, sometimes I have like a little stutter.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to think of like, fuck me as a brand. It can be quite masculine, but I'm thinking just to kind of talk about it to the audience, it can go very femme if you need to. And obviously with the female specific range and the new jocks coming as well.
Well, it's all catering for your customers, isn't it? And if you've got female customers, then obviously you need to get different sorts of stock out to them.
And that won't be done till summer. So we've got the new range, which will be coming out, should be March.
Yeah.
So how soon is that? Very, very soon. Extreme. By the time this episode's out, it'll be like on a week. Seriously, that's how soon. And then the female range, we are looking at June.
Wicked. So you guys have like plenty to look forward to.
And I did speak to you about an event in May.
Yes, you did.
So the event in May, are you going to come?
I should be able to attend.
I bloody hope so.
If I put it in the calendar, so I don't forget, and obviously buy my ticket.
Yeah,
I should be able to make it.
You got to come, because I think that outfit that we just described is what you should wear.
Ooh, he's kind of tricked me into that.
I have. There's a lot of guidance, a lot of subtle mental manipulation. But yeah, no, so it's May 24th, I believe. It's a Saturday. For those listening, it is a cabaret night, shall we say. So there's a lot of performances. We are having fire shows, BDSM shows. I want to say BDSM. It's more of a production, not just someone having BDSM sex. It's more of a showpiece, to music. Male pole dances, aerial performances, and it's going to be it's all male and male presenting. So anyone who's male can come to it. We are going to do a mixed one later in the year.
Oh, that'd
so
be
going to
good.
be male and female, but you obviously are male, so you can come to this one.
Wicked.
Regardless of being a fanboy, we do encourage fanboys to come along. So we've got all that, and it's going to be awesome music. It's just going to be fucking ace. So go check it out. The links will be below, and make sure you use discount code first order if it is your first order to come to get anything from Fuck Me. So fuckmemerch.com. Check it out, and see you next week.